Welcome to a TLDR Wrath Guide for Anub'arak, for anyone who wakes up half an hour before raid. Anub'arak is the final boss of Grand Crusader and has 3 phases. The first 2 alternate between a boss phase and an ad phase until 30% where it becomes a boss burn. During phase 1, Freezing Slash freezes the tank, so just heal through it. For healers, Penetrating Cold is a dot that affects a handful of players. Ads spawn in 2 at a time which need to be tanked, so have your range swap to kill them. They give the tank a stacking debuff and buff each other, so they need to be killed off before the next wave. They try to burrow away, which you need to stop by tanking them on top of blue frost patches, created by killing the blue orbs in the sky. Get a DK to grip them down and hold the ads on top. On Heroic, there's 4 ads per wave, so you'll need 2 off tanks unless you have a Chad tank who can take them all. They now have a cart that teleports them behind a random player and deals a lot of damage, so it needs to be interrupted. Blizzard was actually helpful with this as they all cast at the same time, so you can use AoE stuns to interrupt them all. The biggest change on Heroic is there are only 6 orbs, so you need to manage when and where you're going to use them. Drop on either side of the boss and hold 2 ads on each, but using 1 off tank means you only need to use 1, as you'll need them for phase 2. After around 90 seconds, the boss leaves and scarabs spawn around the room. They don't do much, so clean them up while the boss becomes a land shark. He targets someone and chases them down with spikes, speeding up over time, and if he catches you, you'll probably f***ing die. Kite him over a patch of blue shit to remove it and knock him out for a few seconds. Then he picks a new target to do it again. On normal, bring down a bunch of orbs so you have enough for the whole phase. On Heroic, you need to kite the boss for as long as possible before stunning him, as you should only use 2 patches. Have a DK pull down 1 orb at the far end of the room and try not to hit the phase 1 patch immediately. Having paladins makes this phase easier, as when the boss becomes too fast, they can use Hand of Protection on the unlucky bastard being chased to let them kite longer. When you have Hand, keep the boss close to a patch and a few seconds before it finishes, run over it to stun him. The rest of the raid should be at the opposite end of the room to give the new target more time to run. Then repeat this 1 more time with the last target kiting until the boss reappears. And remember, it's better to self-sacrifice than it is to waste a floor patch. When the boss reappears, it's back to phase 1, but on Heroic you'll only have 2 shots at phase 2 before you run out of patches, as you'll need them in phase 3. At 30%, the fight becomes a boss burn, and on normal, the ads will stop spawning. You now get Leeching Swarm and Aura on the raid that deals 10% of your current health every second. Healers, don't shit yourself when your bars drop faster than a boosted tank, as it is based on current health and not max health, so less health means less damage. It also heals the boss for a bit, so keep the raid as low as you can, keeping the tanks a little higher and spot healing anyone with Penetrating Cold. On Heroic, the ads keep spawning, so you'll do it exactly the same as phase 1, but healers need to babysit whoever has the ads. And that's it for Anub'arak and Trial of the Crusader. Next up, probably the most infamous raid in WoW history. Like and subscribe if you found this useful. I'll catch you in the next one.